Modern feminists are literally the destruction of women's rights.
We were really sold this boss babe life. Put your career first, don't get married, don't have a kids.
We are in a post-feminist era. Feminism is dead. It is dead as a doornail.
At this point, feminism seems to be men's liberation, a wonderful trade-off for men's sanity.
I hate internet feminism with every fiber of my being. And by internet feminism, I mean feminism.
Yeah, I totally think we're inferior. Women don't belong on the front lines and more.
So I am a strong, independent woman.
Feminism went in like a more toxic way, in a way that...
Feminism is toxic indeed. It was about equality. Now it's them depriving men. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
Listen, y'all, I am not the most ladylike girl out there, but if there's one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to let my man lead whenever we are out and about together. I'm going to step away from that door. I'm not lifting up a finger. No. I'm going to let him walk with his masculine energy, and I'm going to sit back and be my feminine ladylike self.
What rights do you think that men have that women don't today?
There's no law saying employers can't fire you if you're pregnant. That's something a man never has to worry about. Or for instance, you can only be affected by that law if you have a womb.
Well, but don't you think that's just kind of explained by biological differences, right?
But why does that justify making a law anyway? That literally discriminates women.
That's enough! Feminism is dead, and we killed her. Not because we've lost or won the war of gender equality, but because the label itself is non-functional. I could tell you I'm a feminist, and you would have no real idea what I mean.
Oh man, how embarrassing. You totally had a typo. You're talking about statistics surrounding single mother households causing criminals. I think that you meant households where the men left and left the women to raise the child completely by themselves. Because women are better human beings, and that's how they operate. Nice try, though. Good job.
Yeah, this is nonsense. There are no facts to support the idea that women are better human beings than men. This is just another example of how society pushes a narrative that favors women while ignoring reality. And is there even any evidence that the man actually left? Or is this just another case of him being pushed out by the mother? If there's no proof, then this is nothing more than a biased opinion. Women love to claim that fathers abandon their kids, but in most cases, that's just not true. The reality is that the man isn't leaving his child, he's leaving her. All this woman did was create facts out of nonsense, twisting reality to fit her own biased narrative. The idea that men just walk away from their children is one of the most overused and false accusations out there. In many cases, men don't leave their kids. They're pushed out by the mother, whether through manipulation, false allegations, or a legal system that overwhelmingly favors women in custody battles.
I'm kind of convinced I'm not actually a feminist, because I'm a feminist until it's mildly inconvenient for me. I'll be like, it's so unfair that women have to take on the majority of the childbearing responsibilities. That sucks. And then I'll work 1 8-hour day and I'll be like, oh, I understand why men complain so much. I don't want to do this. And then I'll go to school and I'll be like, sorry, Malala. I just can't. I don't understand. So yeah, maybe you just let me be a housewife and leave me in a home.
We are in a post-feminist era. Feminism is dead. It is dead as a doornail. It is dead. Feminism is dead. Third wave feminism has betrayed women. It has betrayed men. It has betrayed families. It has betrayed children. It has betrayed our culture. Third wave feminism exists to subjugate men. Period. They have replaced the patriarchy with the matriarchy. Third wave feminism tells us that masculinity is toxic. Masculinity isn't toxic. Masculinity is marvelous. Feminism is dead.
I agree. What we're seeing today is just the last batch of chronic sufferers in feminism. Women who have been completely consumed by the ideology and can't see the damage it has done. I'm pretty sure most people support true equality, but this modern version of feminism isn't about equality at all. It's pure hatred, hatred toward men simply for being men. Women today claim that masculinity is toxic, blaming men for everything wrong in the world. But the moment men soften up, show vulnerability, or try to be more emotionally available, these same women mock them, call them weak, and lose all respect for them. It's a no-win situation. The hypocrisy is undeniable. They say they want strong, capable men, but then do everything they can to tear men down and strip them of the very qualities that make them attractive in the first place.
So what social media is doing, what this woke culture is doing, is destroying femininity and replacing it with narcissism and telling them that's feminism.
So I posted some videos talking about issues with men, and it was mostly men that commented, and everything that they said just confirmed what I had been saying, and they don't see it. So at this point, can we just send men to Guantanamo Bay and they can work out their little loneliness epidemic together while we create a better society, and then maybe slowly we can let them back in?
Create a better society, you say? Matter of fact, I'll just stop right there.
This is a list of the same women that hate men. The same women that hate men don't know what they want, don't have self-respect or self-worth, and so they literally take whatever guy that comes their way. They go on dates with men for free meals. You don't respect men. So then you're attracting men that don't respect you. They talk to men that they don't like because they like the attention. Again, self-respect thing. They hook up on the first date while they say they want a man that wants them for only them and not their body. Gets into a relationship with a man she thinks she can fix or change.
If women are independent and can do it on their own, why do they still want a man to take care of them?
Because it still feels nice to feel like a feminine girl, be protected, be taken care of.
It just feels good. Like, you want someone there, like, to protect you and, like, to, like, even though, like, I'm very independent, like, I want a man that I know, like, will get in front of a train for me. Like, I can defend myself, but...
Do women want to be independent while also being provided for? And if so, who's more delusional in their wants?
I believe yes. And probably the women are a little delusional, but that's just part of our charm, our spark, our flavor. I'm delusional. I'm the definition of delusion.
You need help. Amazing, huh? Women love to claim they're independent, strong, self-sufficient, and capable of doing everything on their own. But the moment it comes to relationships, suddenly, they expect a man to take care of them financially, emotionally, and even physically. The contradiction is laughable. The thing with these women is that they want to cherry-pick independence, claiming they're strong and empowered when it benefits them, but conveniently falling back into traditional expectations when it's time for the man to step up and handle all the responsibilities. This is why so many men are done playing the game. The double standards are obvious, and more men are waking up to the reality that modern independence is just a marketing slogan. When push comes to shove, a lot of these women still expect a man to fund their lives while they contribute the bare minimum.
Yeah, I totally think we're inferior. Women don't belong on the front lines and more. Cry. We can't do the same thing men can do. Men can't do the same things we can do. Cry. If that's misogynistic to you, whatever. You whatevers are shameful to the original feminists. All you guys do is hate men and anybody who does not agree with you. You think women belong in the workforce. Fine. I believe women should stay home. But on that same note, if you don't want kids and you want to work, fine. You want kids and you want to work, fine. But don't you dare shame a mom for staying home and not contributing financially.
So I am a strong, independent woman. I know that I'm a raging feminist, and I, most of the time, have zero desire to ever be with a man, especially in the political climate that we're in right now. But the only time in my life that I ever am like, it would be so nice to be married to a man is whenever I need anything done for my vehicle. When I need my oil changed, when I need my tires rotated, when I need a new car battery. I would love nothing more than to be like, oh, that's my husband's job. That is not my job. But unfortunately, I have yet to find a man that meets my standards. So I'm about to go to the O'Reilly's to get myself a new car battery. And I'm not gonna let those people manipulate me, even though I'm a small, blonde woman. Because I just got hyped up on the phone from my father, who was like, tell them that you need exactly this. And if they say something to me that I don't understand, I will have to call my dad. But I wish I had a husband in this exact moment in time. No!
Any woman who only wants a man when it's convenient is nothing more than a user. She doesn't see men as partners, protectors, or providers. She sees them as tools to be used whenever she needs something. And a perfect example of this is this raging feminist right here. Loud and proud about not needing a man, claiming to have no desire for male companionship, except when it comes to things like a man fixing her car. Suddenly her independence disappears, and she expects a man to step in and handle the tough work. What does that say about her and how she views men? Simple. She doesn't respect them. She doesn't see them as human beings with value outside of what they can do for her. To her, men are only useful when they can solve her problems. The rest of the time, she treats them as disposable, unwanted, or even oppressive. But when she's stranded on the side of the road with a dead battery, or when she needs someone to lift heavy furniture, or when the bill arrives at dinner, suddenly men become very important again.
I hate internet feminism with every fiber of my being. And by internet feminism, I mean feminism. Saw a video where a woman got on this app and basically shit on another woman. This commenter was basically like, I want to support the 4B movement, but I want to find a partner. I want love. I'll make sure they're an ally, but like I don't know if this is something I can partake in, right? And this girl went in on that commenter, and all of her points were bullshit. And every point that was made in the comments section was bullshit. Honestly, I wasn't surprised by it. There's something so familiar, almost like chicken noodle soup.
What's your age?
I am 27.
Are you single?
Yes, I am.
What's dating like for you?
It sucks. It really, really sucks. It's not fun. It's more trouble than it's worth.
Do you feel like it was easier when you were 21?
Yeah, I think it was easier because my standards were lower. The older I'm getting, the more my standards are going up, and the more I'm like, it's only worth it if someone really shows me that it is worth it.
So at 21, what's the soonest you would give it up to a guy?
A few hours of talking, I guess, like at a club.
But at 27, no.
I'd probably hold out like 3-4 months.
But do you think it's realistic to meet a man now in 2024 who's willing to wait 4 months to,
I think it's really realistic because I feel that regardless of the dating pool, I think that I have hope that there still is really good guys out there, but so far I haven't seen them, but I'm hopeful that there still are that would be willing to wait and see that I'm worth it.
You just can't make this up, can you? Back when this woman was younger, she was out here letting any random dude at the club get a turn. No standards, no waiting period. Just vibes and bad decisions. But now that she's older, has matured, and suddenly wants to be taken seriously, she's making the good men wait 3 or 4 months to get a turn. The audacity is unreal. What changed? It's not self-respect. It's strategy. When she was young and at her peak attractiveness, she gave it away easily to the men she actually wanted, the ones who didn't respect her, didn't commit, and left as soon as they got what they wanted. But now that those guys don't want her anymore, she's looking for a nice guy to settle down with. And suddenly, she wants to play the "I'm a lady now" card. She's not withholding because she values herself. She's doing it because she has to. I'm afraid to hear her body count. She went from someone that would give it up within a few hours to want a guy to wait months.
You class yourself as a feminist?
Yeah.
So feminism, in my understanding, is it's all about equality, right?
No.
Women weren't allowed to go into education the same ways as men, so they fought for that equality. So that's generally the definition people refer to, like the equality of both genders.
I find it interesting that you define it as quality. I never heard it before.
Yeah.
For me, feminism is just like being able to choose what I want. If I want to be a 50-50 girl, I can be. If I want to be a trophy wife, I can also be. Because that's what feminism preaches, is just like you can choose what you want for your life or who you want to be or what you want to do.
Do you not think that's like having your cake and eating it too? Like, I want only the things that benefit me. And, you know, it's not about equality. If there's things that don't benefit men, I don't care. It's about whatever I want.
I don't know if I can even with this, but the level of gaslighting is just... Regardless of whether or not the definition of feminism has the words equal rights in it, does not necessarily mean that the feminist movement is advocating for equal rights. The feminist movement has turned into a movement about women, for women, and a particular subset of women that have beliefs that not all women agree with. So how can you advocate for all women while disagreeing with a large percentage of the female population? You can't. Additionally, when a feminist comes along and says, you don't want equality if you're not a feminist, well, that's gaslighting, completely and total gaslighting. And two, you don't have to be a feminist to want equality. You don't have to be a feminist to advocate for equality. You can want both. You can want equality for all humans and be a member of a different group. You could be an MRA. You could be an egalitarian. You could be a member of the LGBTQIA plus community. You could be a member of a disability advocacy group and still want equality and not agree with feminism. Modern feminist movement has become radicalized, and there's a subset within your movement that is not for equality. They are for superiority of a particular group of women that look alike, act alike, and think alike. A lot of women disagree with feminism, and a lot of men disagree with feminism as it is portrayed in the modern day society. Have the day you deserve. Bye!
The definition and the actual movement are two completely different things. Feminism claims to be about equality, but as most of us can clearly see, it has nothing to do with fairness or balance. It's an ideology rooted in the hatred of men and boys, pushing the idea that women are perpetual victims, while men are the eternal oppressors. In reality, feminism today isn't about equal rights. It's about power and special status for women in all aspects of life. It's about creating advantages for women while pretending they're still oppressed. Women get the benefits of both traditional and modern roles, while men are left to carry the burdens of both. And let's not forget how they frame every issue to benefit them. When women succeed, it's because they worked hard. When men succeed, it's because of privilege or patriarchy. When women fail, it's society's fault. When men fail, it's their own fault. This entire movement is built on shifting blame and ensuring that women get special treatment under the guise of equality.